Stream live in conjunction with the Amateur Dart Circuit Oceania present the ADC Events 7, 8, 9 and 10 live from the Pine Rivers Dart Club in Queensland, Australia. With a whopping 16,000 Aussie bucks up for grabs across 4 separate events. All events are open to anyone, and 2 paid spots to the Motor Super Series in England will be awarded on the weekend. Huge thank you to our sponsors. Ladies and gentlemen, Dartstream Live, in conjunction with the Amateur Dart Circuit Oceania, present the ADC Events 7, 8, 9 and 10 live from the Pine Rivers Dart Club in Queensland, Australia. With a whopping 16,000 Aussie bucks up for grabs across 4 separate events. All events are open to anyone, and 2 paid spots to the Motor Super Series in England will be awarded on the weekend. Huge thank you to our sponsors. Ladies and gentlemen, Dartstream Live, in conjunction with the Amateur Dart Circuit Oceania, present the ADC Events 7, 8, 9 and 10 live from the Pine Rivers Dart Club in Queensland, Australia. With a whopping 16,000 Aussie bucks up for grabs across 4 separate events. All events are open to anyone, and 2 paid spots for the Motor Super Series in England will be awarded on the weekend. Huge thank you to our sponsors. And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Dartstream Live. I'm Ben Hunter, and we have got a cracker coming up tonight. It is Event 7 of ADC Oceania Tour. And first game up of the top 16 is going to be Robbie King and David Platt from all the way over from Western Australia. So that is going to be an absolute cracker. Players are just getting organised now. We won't be too far away from a start, and we will bring the rest of the crew in for some comms and good times on Dartstream Live. Stick around, not too long. Ladies and gentlemen, Dartstream Live, in conjunction with the Amateur Dart Circuit Oceania, present the ADC Events 7, 8, 9 and 10 live from the Pine Rivers Dart Club in Queensland, Australia. With a whopping 16,000 Aussie bucks up for grabs across 4 separate events. All events are open to anyone, and 2 paid spots for the Motor Super Series in England will be awarded on the weekend. Huge thank you to our sponsors. Ladies and gentlemen, Dartstream Live, in conjunction with the Amateur Dart Circuit Oceania, present the ADC Events 7, 8, 9 and 10 live from the Pine Rivers Dart Club in Queensland, Australia. With a whopping 16,000 Aussie bucks up for grabs across 4 separate events. All events are open to anyone, and 2 paid spots for the Motor Super Series in England will be awarded on the weekend. Huge thank you to our sponsors. gentlemen, Dartstream Live, in conjunction with the Amateur Dart Circuit Oceania, present the ADC Events 7, 8, 9 and 10 live from the Pine Rivers Dart Club in Queensland, Australia. With a whopping 16,000 Aussie bucks up for grabs across 4 separate events. All events are open to anyone, and 2 paid spots to the Motor Super Series in England will be awarded on the weekend. Huge thank you to our sponsors. Ladies and gentlemen, Dartstream Live, in conjunction with the Amateur Dart Circuit Oceania, present the ADC Events 7, 8, 9 and 10 live from the Pine Rivers Dart Club in Queensland, Australia. With a whopping 16,000 Aussie bucks up for grabs across 4 separate events. All events are open to anyone, and 2 paid spots to the Motor Super Series in England will be awarded on the weekend. Huge thank you to our sponsors. Ladies and gentlemen, Dartstream Live, in conjunction with the Amateur Dart Circuit Oceania, present the ADC Events 7, 8, 9 and 10 live from the Pine Rivers Dart Club in Queensland, Australia. With a whopping 16,000 Aussie bucks up for grabs across 4 separate events. All events are open to anyone, and 2 paid spots for the Motor Super Series in England will be awarded on the weekend. Huge thank you to our sponsors. And as you can see, ladies and gents, we have David Babyface Platt warming up in the background, ready to take on Robbie King in the top 16, ADC Event 7 at Pine Rivers in Queensland, coming up very shortly. Ladies and gentlemen, Dartstream Live, in conjunction with the Amateur Dart Circuit Oceania, present the ADC Event 7, 8, 9 and 10, live from the Pine Rivers Dart Club in Queensland, Australia. With a whopping 16,000 Aussie bucks up for grabs across 4 separate events. All events are open to anyone, and 2 paid spots for the Motor Super Series in England will be awarded on the weekend. Huge thank you to our sponsors. Justin Miles there in the comments. G'day, Jizzy. Remember, if you're watching live on YouTube, you can jump in the comments as well, and we'll flash a few up there for you. And ladies and gents, got a little bit of a treat for you as we await this first game. Ian Dargan, one of the principals behind ADC Oceania, joins us with Mickey Brock live in comms. G'day, gents. How are we?
Hey, Ben.
Yeah, g'day, CC. How you going, mate?
Pretty good, mate. Pretty good. Looking forward to a great weekend of darts. Tell us what's going on, Dargs.
Oh, man, really exciting stuff. We're super excited with the depth of quality in this field. Like, a bit quiet on Friday night, like 60 average players, but wow, the depth, the quality in the room, we're super excited, aren't we, Brocky?
Mate, the standard of darts that has been played coming into the final 16, yet again with an ADC tournament, has been absolutely outstanding. For anybody that wants to test themselves in a game of darts, in a tournament of darts, get onto the ADC bandwagon, because it's to coin a phrase from a Dutch mate of mine, it's phenomenal.
Yeah, and some great prize money up for grabs this weekend, Dargs. It's more than just prize money. Tell us what's at stake this weekend.
Yeah, so here we are, Pine Rivers, and there's $16,000 up for grabs. But on top of that, the Older Merit winner for 2022 gets obviously a trip to the Modus Super Series and $2,000 towards their flight, which will cover their flight.
Mm-hmm.
And then on Sunday, a singles event, one-off event. That winner also gets a spot in the Modus Super Series and $2,000 towards their travel expenses, which is pretty good, man.
Again, we can use the word phenomenal. It's outstanding. It's particularly in 2023. It's pretty much unheard of, where the players are actually being supported in such a fantastic way, and the opportunities for the players that do win those two opportunities to get over to play in the Modus Darts series. We saw with Guru Ray Smith. He went over there, he won the week, so he got himself into the Super Series, won the Super Series, won £20,000, almost $40,000 Australian. Plus, it does actually give an opportunity to garner a PDC tour card. So, yeah, the opportunities are really unlimited. It's sensational.
Well, seriously, Brock, it's just about providing opportunities to the local guys, the guys that are traveling Australia, that are putting the yards in, and Ray is an obvious guy to talk about. Like,
stand out.
To go and achieve what he achieved at Modus. You know what? It's not a surprise. We know how good he is. But to go and achieve it is massive. And an ambassador for us, I'm hoping he's going to be here on Sunday. He's got some stuff on the next 2 days. But it's such an opportunity that we can send guys overseas to compete in events like this.
Well, the funny part about it is that people will say that, oh, look, if you're playing Modus Super Series, you're playing a B grade competition. Sorry, if I was playing a B grade competition and I won 20 grand, I'd only be ever so very slightly over the bloody moon about it, to be fair. So, as I say, the opportunities that are there for players is, it's never been as big. It really hasn't. And you see the standard of these tournaments, these ADC tournaments. I'm actually blown away by what I've witnessed over Geelong, Perth, and here this evening, and we're about to get into the final 16. Really and truly, if you want to test yourself, get on board, for goodness sake.
Yeah, and look, the other thing is as well, Doug's. It's not with the opportunities to get a leg into the Motor Super Series. It's not just like a once a year event. It's they're running these things constantly. These mini Super Series events. Then you go through to the Champions League where the big money is. Ray Smith took home £20,000, as Broccoli said, and so there's these non-stop opportunities that are coming up that are being presented, and really high class production and quality show, and a great thing to be a part of.
Yeah, that's correct, Ben. And you know what? The opportunities for these guys, like to go and have the exposure, to go and play at that level against top quality opposition. The support we've received from ADC in the UK, from Scott and Steve Brown, obviously, who runs the show, but from Winmau, who have been absolutely awesome to deal with. They're a text message away from anything we need, and we can't deliver events like tonight, like weekends like this, like we did in Perth and Geelong. We can't do that without the support of Winmau and ADC UK. It's been superb. It really is.
But I'd say the biggest support has been from the players themselves.
Correct.
Because yourself, Walshy, everybody connected with ADC Oceania, you've listened to the players, you've heard what they've had to say, you've put on tournaments that the players have asked for, have demanded, and they have voted with their feet. It has been nothing short of an absolute eye-opener. I've been fortunate to be at all the events, thanks to my wonderful benefactor, and I've got to say I've been blown away by the quality of the field, of the standard of darts. When we were in Geelong, we got to the last 32 stage, and we're talking a collective average over the last 32 of 83 plus. We are talking quality darts. We're talking quality players, and it stands out. 6 tournaments, 6 different winners. It's not, oh look, I'll just rock up, I'll play, I'll win. If you've got that in your head, you really need to take another look at yourself in the mirror, because it really, I personally cannot turn around and say how highly impressed I've been by not just the running of the tournaments, but by the quality of the field that's been in it.
Yeah, we've been very fortunate, Rocky. Like we've had it's not many new tournaments concepts that you get 6 different winners from 6 events, but all events have been really highly contested at really high quality, and I think delivered at a really high standard, not just from the tournament, from commentary to streaming. I think we've delivered a really good product, and that's what the people want to see.
Yeah, see, I'd slip in there and say, well, commentary, well, maybe not, but what we have had is a huge amount of fun, and that has been the main thing about these tournaments. You walk into a room and you can gauge an atmosphere, and in many tournaments that I've been to over the years, you walk in and the atmosphere has been absolutely flat. There's been, you don't have to walk anywhere to hear the whinging. You walk into the ADC events, Geelong, Perth. We're now in Brisbane. You walk in that atmosphere. It's joyous. You can hear players having a laugh. They're actually enjoying themselves while they're playing. It's a totally different atmosphere to some of the other floor tournaments that I've ever been to, and it has been an absolute joy to behold. It has been something that needed to be put out there, is now out there, and as I've said prior to this, the players are voting with their feet. They're turning up for these tournaments, and they can see that there is an opportunity for them at the end of the day. And look, for me, it's. I mean, I don't have any talent or anything else. I just rabbit on, but the just the quality and the darts that I'm watching, I actually feel very, very privileged. I really do.
That's nice to hear, right? But I'll tell you what, and I've said this many times. It's a huge package. It's a massive team together that produced this, and the guys at DSL have been absolutely awesome to work with, and
Outstanding.
And nothing's too hard, and they just get the job done. So we're privileged to work with you guys.
Well, the best part is that on several occasions that I've actually been on screen, they've managed to Photoshop out my solar panel at the back here. So I have nothing but the massive respect for the boys. Oh, and Rebecca.
Oh, nice to hear. Thanks, guys. Look, we appreciate it. It's enjoyable organisation to work with, and like you said, I think you touched on it before, Brocky. The vibe is good. The vibe in the room's good, and players are happy, and that's what makes good dart tournaments. And everybody's coming from the right place, so we love it too. Thanks, guys. Look, we might take a short break, and we'll come back shortly.
My live shirt tomorrow night, Ben. That's the one I'll be wearing tomorrow night.
I love it. All right, we're going to take a short break, Dart fans. We'll be back shortly with first top 16 game. It is Babyface Platt, David Babyface Platt versus Robbie the Rocket King, and so stick with us, and we'll be with that one shortly.
Cheers, guys.
and we are away. Game is kicked off. It's a ton apiece. Robbie King, Dave Platt. I am joined in comms with Eskimo Quinn.
G'day.
And
How are we?
absolutely fine. And the enigmatic Mickey Brock. G'day, Mickey. Darts Down Under.
Oh, mate, what a game we have in prospect. Robbie King, Davey Platt.